Happy Tuesday, everyone. Happy New Year. It is a Tuesday, right? January 3rd.
Yeah, what day is it? Where
The
are we?
holidays.
Yes, messes you up a little bit.
2023, that's right.
Can we get used to writing that?
You know what? It's going to take some practice, but this is the best way to start. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, we love having you here. So Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year. I've been following everybody on social media. I'm just living vicariously through all of you.
Yeah.
I know that you went on a trip.
I did. I went to D.C., saw my family.
Yes,
saw my
tell
mom
us
and dad.
about it, because it's been a minute since we've had you here at work.
I know. It's been a full 5 days of work.
Too long. It's been a long time.
But it's great always to see my parents, and they always have stuff for me to do, and I love doing that for them. And went to Topgolf for the first time.
I saw that on your
was
stories. How was
amazing.
it? Can you do it? Can you hit the ball?
I can hit the ball.
That's better than I can do.
Hit the target? No, but it's just fun. My kids loved it. They don't know how to play golf, but they really enjoyed it. It's fun.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm so glad that we are all together. Did you have a good New Year's Eve? What did everybody do to celebrate?
I had a great New Year's Eve because it was relaxed and chill, and I didn't have to hit so many different places. Just nice and chill. The dog was even with us, so it was great.
Oh my gosh,
perfect.
I like that. You
Ours
don't
was
need a
pretty chill.
vacation after the vacation.
Yeah.
And you threw a party.
A little one. It was a cozy, small, low-key gathering, and we left at what time? Everyone kind of started to bail about 11:30. That was perfect because we got to gather, we got to say hi, celebrate, but then I was in bed, I smooched my baby at midnight and fell right asleep, and that was perfect, a perfect balance.
Perfect to ring in 2023. Okay, let's also start with some sad news. We all know over the weekend that Barbara Walters passed away at the age of 93. She was a trailblazer, a pioneer in TV, breaking all the glass ceilings. I mean, when you think of TV and TV host and anchor, it is Barbara Walters from the beginning when we talk about female TV anchors. And there she is, interviewing some of the biggest people in America's history, in the world there.
What an icon. And when you do see those glimpses, and I mean, look how far back they go. She has sat down, she sat across from everybody, and often got them to open up so emotionally.
Yeah, that
they
was
would
Fidel
cry.
Castro. Remember Monica Lewinsky?
Yeah.
She had millions, tens of millions of people watching her interviews. Everybody wanted to know, but she always got the exclusive. She had a career that spanned 5 decades. She was the first female co-host of the Today Show starting in 1974. She had her final appearance on The View in 2014, and she won 12 Emmys, 11 at ABC News. And that's where she spent most of her time.
Incredible.
Was at 2020, starting The View, there, President Nixon, Ronald Reagan, so many people that she interviewed that no one else could touch.
Look at the span of those decades, how times changed.
Every single president in her lifetime.
That really paints the picture of who she was and what she did. And can you imagine having a career that had that kind of impact for that long?
Yeah, and so in the recent years when she left ABC, or The View in 2014, she had some ailments and I think some memory loss. So then she kind of went away from the spotlight a little bit, but she will always be that pioneer.
Exactly. No, she was an icon, right?
Yeah.
And very few people have that access to those kinds of iconic characters throughout our history. And it was just incredible seeing her even as a child to an adult and seeing what she was able to do. I mean, it's something phenomenal and something that very, very few people get to do in their careers.
An interesting tidbit, I didn't know her parents had access to a lot of performers and actors. And so the way her perspective was, she said, I can have respect and admiration for famous people, but I have never had a sense of fear or awe. And I think that gave her that fearlessness to interview so many icons in her lifetime.
That makes a lot of sense, thinking about her style when you would see her interview. That comes across.
Yeah.
Yeah. She could ask the tough questions and
Exactly.
not be fazed.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right, let's talk about Stan Lee.
Stan Lee, you know what? Netflix did this crazy thing where they and Marvel, they teamed up and they went ahead and teased us. All of us nerds, all of us geeks that love the Marvel Universe, they said that in 2023, there's going to be a Stan Lee documentary. And I believe we have a soundbite about that. So let's go ahead and take a look. The man, the myth, the legend, Disney Plus, not Netflix, Disney Plus. They're coming out with a documentary, teaming up with Marvel. Stan Lee, in the early years of FanX, Salt Lake Comic and Pop Culture Convention, we were lucky enough to bring him out.
I remember that.
Remember on stage, this creator of all these iconic superhero characters we all grew up with, and some of our kids are now growing up with, on stage in Salt Lake City, greeting the crowd, taking questions from the crowd. It was amazing and incredible.
It doesn't get cooler than that.
No, and I remember it flashing the documentary, and I'm like, what is that all about? So it kind of goes through his life. And is it a series, do we know, or?
We know that it's going to be a documentary. We don't know if it's a docu-series just yet because they just wanted to give you that little nibble,
it's just a
that little tease.
teaser.
It's like when I come in and start talking about High School Musical, but then I divert to something else, and then you,
You set
just
us up,
like that.
you leave us hanging.
Well, then you always want more, and you bring me
Yes,
back, right?
It's true.
So
you
that
know
way
what
it
you're
works.
doing.
And when did he pass away?
He passed away a couple years ago, right?
A couple years ago, and so my kids don't really know him, but
Exactly.
my 10-year-old knows to watch out for him for every Marvel movie. He's like, there's Stan Lee. He just knows that he makes an appearance.
Those
he
little
makes some
cameos,
yeah.
and it's so great to see, now that I'm a part of like an event like FanX that takes place every year, I'm there and I'm in like the atmosphere, right? So I see Lou Ferrigno and Tom Holland, and maybe I hear some stories that happen, or maybe I hear about like their interactions with Stan Lee and how great he was, but then to understand the journey that he went through in a time where comics weren't necessarily so popular, or, you were just kind of like in a minor subculture in America, it's going to be amazing. It just piques everybody's interest, and we're so excited.
What was he like? Were you nervous to meet him?
Let me give you the tea. Okay, you ready for this?
Yes.
Check this out. Barbara Eden, I Dream of Jeannie, is backstage getting ready. No, she's finishing up her panel, and we have Stan Lee coming in to start his. And the level of flirtation coming from that man, it was so amazing. It was just like so Stan Lee and Barbara Eden. First of all, you're like, what am I doing? What is my life, right?
What a surreal moment.
Exactly, but he's just like, Barbara, are you cold? Because he had his
He's
jacket.
a big charmer.
He
Who
was
knew?
just such a great charmer, just
goes
amazing.
to show you the bigger the nerd, the bigger the attraction.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Because I saw her do a double take. I'm just saying.
Wait, are the producers saying Stan Lee? No, who?
What was that?
Oh, she was giving us some tea about Instagram, but we didn't quite catch it. Maybe we'll see
See?
what it is.
All
See
that
if
stuff.
there's something we need to pull up maybe at
And
the end
if
of the
not,
show.
we'll stick around for that documentary that comes out on
Yes,
Disney
we
Plus.
will.
Heck
Okay, let's switch gears and talk about sugar. Do you have New Year's resolutions to maybe cut back? I mean, we've been in holiday mode for a while now. We've probably been eating a lot of sweets and
And
treats.
haven't even been thinking about it, so
No,
we might
calories
have to.
don't count at the holidays. We all know that. But now here we are. It's the beginning of January, and here's the one question they say you should ask yourself to find out if you are addicted to sugar. Okay, so let's see what you guys have to say. Are you ever not hungry, but you still want to eat?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like
yes.
to snack.
Yes,
Right?
Me
Yeah,
too.
oh.
I mean, if you have a bowl of sugar, like candy, I'd like to take a bite.
Sure, but are you ever just maybe sitting there watching Netflix or Disney Plus?
Right. And I want popcorn.
You just want
It's not
something?
that I'm hungry. I want
It's
to
like
eat.
something to do. Well, bad news for all of us, because if we do that, that is a sugar craving. So there's some things that we need to address. Why do we get those cravings? It's because of our body, the sugar levels that are working themselves out. The body starts to panic if we've got too much in there, and it needs more. It gets into this addictive cycle. So what are some things that we can do? Well, we can start to choose some different things throughout the day. So we can start the day green. If you're maybe eating a syrupy waffle, if you go to a bagel, a yogurt, something like that, you are kicking off the sugar craving cycle every day.
You know, I'm not thinking salad when I first wake up, but avocados.
I mean, what about
Yes.
smoothie? Like a green smoothie.
Okay.
That
We
will
can
be
take
good. We have some healthy stuff in the kitchen too, so maybe they will give us some tips today. Pick one healthy snack. So your brain is always equating eating food with pleasure. Yes, absolutely. So maybe find that single healthy snack that can be your go-to.
Okay.
Just start to swap that out. And then what about this? Have you ever done a spoonful of coconut oil?
Like I've done it to clean your teeth.
Oh, no
I've done
way.
that. I've
Okay.
done that.
Coconut
like
oil
there's
with
so
sugar on
many
top
benefits.
and mixed in.
I don't know if I can just like eat it.
But and then cook at home, of course. Anticipate your cravings so you don't go overboard. Read your labels. If you can't pronounce what's on a label, then they say
Then
don't get
don't
it.
eat it. Gotcha.
And then eat happy foods. Vitamin C is a great antioxidant, and bell peppers, citrus fruits, strawberries, and kiwi.
Okay, those are some options. Maybe you can add a little bit here and there, not maybe every day, but
I love that you're telling me this because I'm going to be vulnerable in 2023. Sugar it's just my habitual habit. It's my thing. It is just like, my
What's your
nemesis.
go-to?
Like my go-to is donuts because I love the masas. We say it in Spanish, masas, like the dough, the doughs and
Do you like
everything.
the cakey or the
I just love it. And it
Krispy
just
Kreme?
melts. It's just more of a Krispy Kreme type thing, but it's because Latin America, we have our coffee or tea, our bread and cheese, But now I'm 30 pounds over. So what I'm doing is I'm kickstarting my fitness journey all over again, going back to what I want to go ahead and be at. And so 2023, here I am getting some great tips from you.
okay.
I feel that. But why do you always look amazing? It
Me?
doesn't matter.
Facial hair.
Doesn't matter.
Plus, I get to
That's
sit next
new.
to these two.
Oh, well, you're saying all the right things. All right, in January, you've heard of dry January, right? And so what exactly is it? That's when people stop drinking alcohol. There are some benefits to it too because millions of people do it each and every year. Could you guys do it?
I mean,
Yeah.
I
Oh, wow.
like the occasional glass of champagne.
Could you go a week, maybe a month?
Sure. A month is asking a lot.
So maybe a few days, but there are definitely some health benefits. Say 71% of people who take part in dry January say, get this, sleep better, they have more energy, and they feel like they've lost weight and they have better skin.
You know,
Wow.
you can feel when your body craves something
Yeah.
new. When you are, you know when you're overdoing it, whether it's the sweets or too much champagne or too many heavy foods, too many big meals, your body starts to crave fresh and water and salads and the good stuff. You can feel what your body needs.
And sometimes it's just a check of how much do you rely on that and make your body, mentally and physically, what's going on with alcohol. So that'd be
Exactly.
something to
Yep.
check out.